You know what it is. It's Saturday. It's about what about what about 2 o'clock on a Saturday,
Yeah.
and you know what time it is. You know it's prediction Saturday for the NFL, and it's Week 8. I am your boy Uncle Fred, and I got my main man TK. We getting ready to pick some games, man, on a Week 8 on a slate full of NFL games. TK, man, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing well. Shout out to your viewers and all.
Yeah.
NFL Sunday is here again.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
make it. Let's make it.
Week 8, so we about midstream, baby. About
Yeah.
midstream. So hang with us for a little bit, man. And we're gonna tell you what we think about these games. Me and TK took a bath, like well, I did. We're gonna talk to y'all all about that here in just a minute, man. Hang tight with us. Again, what's going on, people? It's your boy Uncle Fred and my man TK. We're trying to do this Week 8 pick'ems. And first of all, before we get into the pick'ems, man, I don't know what the heck happened last week, TK. That might have been the worst week I've ever had picking. All right. I think we had 12 games last week. I think 4 teams were off, and I think we had 12 games.
Okay.
Your boy went 3-9.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yikes.
3-9, and for the most part, I went with the chalk. I went with who was favored, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Kansas City and the Chargers is maybe the only game that I picked. Maybe Baltimore. I can't remember what the spread was on Baltimore and Detroit, but it was pretty close. I think it was like 3, but it's basically a pick 'em. And I think I missed on that one. Um, and missed on a whole bunch of others, man. There was a bunch of upsets, man, a whole bunch. It just lets me know why I don't bet my good hard-earned money on these games, man. I just be betting them for fun, because if you betting your hard-earned money for this, man, U-Haul's gonna be coming to your house, man.
Yeah. I'm not on that side either. So
Yeah, I can't do that, man.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
now, most notably, the 49ers took one. I just knew 49ers were going to bounce back from that Cleveland. And uh, Vikings put it to them without Justin Jefferson. Never would have thought that would happen. Who thought New England was going to beat Buffalo? What? I mean, what? Really?
Man, that was the one.
Uh, okay.
That coming at all.
Baltimore and Detroit. I mean, it was like, okay, Baltimore might win. They're going to win by 32. And, Baltimore been having problems scoring all year, and now they just roll up and down the field. Lamar Jackson, go for 375 and like 3 touchdowns or something like that. So, hey man, it's why they play the game. So anyway, let's get into week 8, and it's some good games and there's some games, but you know what? Got to have these games to get to the other games. So what'd you say this week get to them, right? So,
Good.
all right, let me bring them up. Boom. Here we go right here, week 8 at the 12 o'clock hour. And here we go. All right, first game we got is the Patriots at Miami to play the Dolphins. Both teams, well, I would say both teams. Both teams should have been coming off losses from last week, but New England found a way to win that one. Mac Jones, I'm just happy for Mac Jones, because man, I was like, man, your NFL, I can see the end of your NFL career from where I'm sitting. You get benched in back-to-back games. He came back, had like a 75-yard drive late in the game, won it with a touchdown. To Mike Gesicki on tight ends day. Tight ends were very, very prominent on last week because it was tight ends day. I guess that's a thing. And they won. But so this week, we got them playing the Dolphins, who took one on the chin Sunday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia Eagles played a good game, very good game. But it works a lot better when you got like 17 players instead of 11. You got the 11 players plus the 6 officials. I ain't going there. I had to throw that in there, man. Don't shake your head at me, man. I had to throw that.
I knew it was coming.
Team plays 60 minutes, don't get a single penalty. Man, come on, dude. Come on. But we got the Dolphins playing the Patriots, playing in Miami. Dolphins got the win up in New England a couple of weeks ago. I look for the Dolphins to win. I think Tyreek's, I think the injury report got him as questionable, but he says I'm playing. I don't see no reason why the Dolphins would not win this game. So I got the Dolphins. Might be a tad closer than we think, but I just can't see the Patriots having enough offense to stick with them. I got Miami, man.
Okay. It's the Mike Gesicki Bowl, so
of course
you mentioned him, so be a reunion for him. I'm rooting for Tyreek for 2K. If he can break that 2K barrier, 2K receiving, to be clear.
If he can break 9-13 in 7 weeks, man.
Yeah, man. He can break that 2K. I'm on the Tyreek for MVP train.
Yeah.
They took a loss. I did have them losing last week. I just felt like Philly's approach and style and being at home would all favor them, and it did. And
it very much did.
Yeah, now they come back home. They're gonna bounce back. They're gonna bounce back real well. I think it's boat race time. So we'll see if the Patriots can keep up. I don't think so, but
they can't.
I got the Dolphins. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of speed out there.
Yeah, it's like a 8-legged dog racing against a 3-legged dog. Or who you think gonna win? That's come on, man. Look, man. It was a good win for Bill getting his 300th win. It was all good and whatever. That's good. Look, good, man. What he's done for the game and what he's meant in terms of preparation and winning and that sort of thing is good. But end of the day, if you don't have the game is about talent.
Mm-hmm.
And they are sort of devoid of talent as it relates to the team that they're playing Sunday, and the talent just don't match up. They're lacking in the defensive backfield area, and you got Tyreek and you got Waddle, and I don't know if A-Chain's playing. I was looking for the injury report.
No, he's still on IR.
He's still on IR.
Yeah, he's gonna be out.
You still got Raheem Mostert. You still got him. And like Wilson and some other guys. I got the Dolphins, so it might be maybe 10 points. But a lot of people might think it might be 42-10, something like that. Nah, I think it might be like, 27-17, something like that. That's what I got, something like that. So we'll see. All right. So we both got the Dolphins, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, after that, we got the Battle of New York. We got the New York Football Jets at the New York Football Giants. I don't know why they got it an at. They both play at the same stadium, but the Giants logo, I'm guessing, will be at the midfield stripe, and I'm guessing that the New York Giants ticket holders will get first dibs on all the tickets, and so it'll be more Giants fan than Jets fans and stuff. So Giants coming off a win, 14-7 over the Commanders last week. That's another game I missed. I had no way the Giants was going to beat the Commanders, but hey, man, what are you going to say? The Jets coming off a bye, I do believe, fresh off that week 2 weeks ago against Philly. They should be well rested. The line is the Jets by 3. The Jets will have Tyrod Taylor playing, starting at quarterback. Just for my money, Giants seems like they play a little better, a little more consistent with Tyrod Taylor playing the quarterback. He's a pro. He's a pro's pro. You really not gonna lose a lot of game with Tyrod because he's not gonna put the ball in harm's way. He's gonna always gonna pretty much make the smart play. If he's not there, he's gonna throw it away or he'll run away and get you a couple of yards. He might not make the big time throw, but he's not gonna get you beat. All right, so this is gonna be an interesting game. The Jets is favored. I think the Jets pass rush with Quinnen and Lawson and some of the other guys, and the defense overall. I want to say that I believe that Sauce Gardner and Reed will be playing.
Yes, they are back in.
And I just can't see that pedestrian wide receiver core, Darius Slayton, and I know they got Waller and some other. I got the Jets, man. Probably by the 3 points that they're favored by. I got the Jets, man.
Yeah, I'm going Jets. They coming off a bye. They got a chance to get healthy, so the secondary's back intact. That defense is still ferocious. So Tyrod, buckle up. It's gonna be one of them days. To your point, I do think he's such a savvy, smart veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Game will stay close, especially because the Jets have their own issues moving the football on the offensive side as well. So
yeah,
close game, a lot of trenches work. They'll get dirty, kick a lot of field goals, score a couple tugs.
Yeah.
So 2017 Jets.
20 to 17. Yeah, I can see that. I can see 20 to 17. I thought you said 27. Ain't no one of these teams gonna score no 27 points. Let's just stop playing.
No, I don't see
20
that.
20 to 17, 20 to 10, 20 to 13, something like that. 17, 13, something like that. And I see somewhere in that variety right there, But we both got the Jets winning, so let's see what happens with that game. Okay, next we got the Jaguars at the Steelers. Now that might be a slightly spicy game right there. They're going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's tough to beat at Pittsburgh. Jacksonville's coming off of a win. Weren't they off last week?
They may have been off. They might have been off.
Yeah, I think they were off last week. They won the previous week, I think, over the Colts? Who did they beat?
I think so.
Yeah. I think, man, the Jaguars, I think it was sort of like bumpy out of the gate. I'm going to check out the injury report just to see, but they were kind of bumpy coming out of the starting blocks. But it looks like they have started to round into the shape of the team that we kind of thought they would be when the season started. And so I think, okay, I got the injury report here. Ooh, okay, Zay Jones is out. Ooh, that's tight. That's tight. And we know Trevor Lawrence is questionable because we know he got the thing with his leg that happened on the last play of the game when they was playing Buffalo. Was it Buffalo they was playing? Last play of the game. No, he's playing the Colts, I think. Last play of the game when they could have just handed it off and had him doing some sort of razzle-dazzle stuff and whatnot. And it's kind of got tackled and kind of leg kind of went kind of weird. And I don't know why people just don't do the smart thing. They kind of got to, I don't know. Let me get off of that. Because you can get injured on any play. Let me shut up on that. Because but he's questionable. I'm sure he'll play. As it relates to the Steelers, I didn't see any injuries on their injury report. I'm gonna make sure I'm seeing that right. It's going to be an interesting game, man, because I think the Steelers. I mean, if you because they're going to play defense. T.J. Watt's going to get in the backfield. I saw on the report that Brandon Schreff was questionable too as they guard. Um, so the pass rush is going to be probably there. Him and Highsmith. Keep want to call him Hightower. I don't know why I want to call him Hightower, but him and Highsmith. I'm not sure that the Steelers offense is going to be able to keep up. A tough one, man. Jags are favored by 2, which means it's kind of a pick 'em, kind of, sort of. Favored by 2, which means it's like if he's playing at home, they'd be favored by 5. So I guess I got Jacksonville. Don't feel that strong about that because I feel like if they could get pressure, that Pittsburgh can turn you over and the game could go a different direction. I picked against the Steelers last week with the Rams, and I got burnt because the Rams was in it, and they T.J. Watt got an interception that turned that game around. They ended up getting a touchdown. Then they got another one late. They started to run the ball late, and they got the ball to Pickens, and they started to get the ball to Pickens, and they're overcoming the scheme that they're in. The scheme is whack, but they got good enough players, offensive skill players, that they can overcome the scheme if they'll just play. Let your guy go beat the guy that's in front of him. So I guess I got Jacksonville, but I don't feel that strong about that. But what say you?
I'm going the other way. Got Pitt at home. They got a short turnaround with Tennessee the following Thursday next week, which is also at home. So I expect them to come out focused, sad to say. Like you said, T.J. Watt can turn a game with how dynamic he is.
Right.
I expect them to get some nice pull up front between him and Highsmith in their front 4. George Pickens is, finding ways to integrate into the offense. They got Deontay Johnson back now.
Deontay Johnson back. Yep.
Sunday, so that helps. And Mike Tomlin is solid, man. He's elite.
That's one of your guys, man.
Yeah, man.
He's a Mike Tomlin. I like Mike Tomlin too. How you not like Mike Tomlin? How you not like Mike Tomlin?
Man, so I'm going Steelers, man. I'm going Steelers. I think they get it done at home.
Yeah. Okay. Not mad at that pick because, like I said, they playing at home, and I really was thinking about sliding the Steelers' way because I know they T.J. Watt's been keeping them in games, and he actually has scored, this year. So, but I'm gonna go with Jacksonville because I think Jacksonville may be starting to assert themselves as one of the elite AFC teams that we thought that they were coming into the season, and they had some stumbles against Indy and some. Who else they lose to? Houston. That was kind of uncharacteristic of them. But I think they're starting to figure some things out. Defense is starting to play a little bit better. Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker starting to do a little something. Rashad Jenkins in the secondary, they got some things going. So I'm thinking Jacksonville is starting to get themselves into those. When you start looking at teams that's got a chance to do some things, in the playoffs. You look at Jacksonville as one of those teams, and I'm thinking right now it's the part of the season that they're trying to get into that mode and start to stack some wins together. So that's why I got Jacksonville. So, but I'm not mad at the Steelers pick. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, man, breezing right on through here. So this one shouldn't take long. So it's the Battle of the South, man. Battle of the market that we're in. We're gonna have to make a choice because you're gonna get one of these games on your local market. You got the Falcons at the Titans, and the Titans are in full sale mode. They've traded Kevin Byers for 5th and the 6th round pick and Tremaine Edmonds. Rumor mills are out there that Derrick Henry could be had. So they're in fire sale mode. So Falcons coming off of I mean, I have to admit, it was a gutsy win. They got it at Tampa last week. Desmond Ritter tried his best to get that mug away, though, but I ain't gonna talk about that, though. He tried his best to get that game away. Man's getting in the end zone and didn't put the ball in the right hand and fooled around and got it knocked out. Want to say it was Antoine Winfield, if I'm not mistaken, poked that thing out and it was like a touchback. And he was like, "Yeah, touch." I said, "No, bro, you was losing that before you got in there." Then on another play, I think want to say it was Drake London caught a pass where he turned upside down and hit his head and whatever. The ball came out and it was either a turnover or it was a first and goal from the one, or it was a it was like one of three things, and they chose the first and goal, and I think Desmond Ritter fumbled the snap. And they lost. And I said, like I said, he tried his best to get that game away, man. He tried, man, to be like, man, I'm an over on the road for a reason. I'm trying to keep my record intact. But they made enough plays to win that. So Atlanta's coming into Nissan Stadium, and look, man, I know Ritter was like 0-8 or 0-5 or 6 or whatever on the road. He won last week. I think he keeps it going. I got the Falcons winning. I just think the Falcons are and it's Arthur Smith coming back to where he used to be offensive coordinator. He's like, and showing you what he's going to do with his new team. So I got the Falcons winning. I don't think the Titans are really good right now. I had a lot of promise for them early in the season because I think they got that they had that grit, that kind of like, tight-fisted kind of thing, that bare knuckles kind of thing that, you in a fight when you play them. Yeah, I don't feel like that no more. And they're just a team now that's just really kind of lost their way. So I got the Falcons, man, and I think the Falcons are favored by 2.5. So I got the Falcons by like 5, maybe. What say you?
Falcons all day, unfortunately. Yeah, Titans are about a couple of weeks from understanding it's time to tear it down and build it back up again.
Okay.
Uniform check.
Yeah.
Them Houston Oilers, powder blues will be out.
Going with the little throwbacks, huh?
Yeah, they'll be out tomorrow.
Okay.
Much of the fan base, that's exciting. Doesn't win football games, but it's aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, that's the business side of the thing.
Yeah. To be honest, man, I wouldn't expect like a heavy workload for Derrick Henry, just considering, it's a good chance he may not even be on the roster Tuesday. So strategically, football-wise, I just think Atlanta's playing for something. They're playing for their division. The Titans are going the other way. The emotional leader of the defense, Kevin Byard, is now an Eagle. I think, Will Levis is going to get his first start.
I know your feelings on that.
Yeah. So, that'll be what it is. But it's time to see. It's time to see whatever it is that he's going to be or can be. It's time to see it materialize one way or another. So, that says first NFL start. It's going to be a rough day. I got the Falcons all day. A lot of people that do the betting and the gambling were upset with the situation around Bijan last week. I expect him to get a heavy load in this game, and I know despite Ritter's setbacks and flaws, they have a really talented offense, man. Just playmakers all over the field. So I expect them to get loose, get down the field, push the ball, be versatile in the run game, just do everything they need to do. Arthur Smith is obviously motivated due to his connections to Tennessee.
Correct.
If you're the Titans, man, it's at least we're wearing the throwbacks.
At least you got that going for you, man. At least you got that.
Yeah.
You mentioned Will Levis. We're gonna move on to the next game. Really, not a whole lot of meat on this bone on this one. You mentioned Will Levis playing. I think he's supposed to be substitute teaching too. So that don't isn't he gonna have a teacher helper?
Unfortunately, yeah, it seems like they're going with the college football, uh, swapping quarterbacks every possession type style. I don't think that lasts a full game, to be honest. It's kind of like dog and pony show type stuff. I don't really like it, but yeah. So I don't expect that to hold up throughout the entirety of the game, but it is the game plan going in. Um, and hey, Arthur Smith, verbal, good connection. Maybe maybe you convince Atlanta to take Tannehill back on their bus. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey man, they need a veteran quarterback.
Yeah. It's not a dig at Tannehill. It's actually, with the talent they have on their
Yeah,
team right now,
yeah.
might serve him well to be in that position with the uncertainty around Ritter. It's,
Correct,
things we're
correct.
gonna have to get back into. But yeah. So
Yeah, I brought that up because that's all like the old thing. Like I said, that's a whole college thing. I know that go back to Steve Spurrier. He's changing plays. I think it was. I want to say what's the dude that be on the commercials now? Golly, I can't think of what his name is. But it was him and another dude. It was interchanging every other. He was doing it every other play. TK. They was interchanging quarterbacks every other play, and that kind of worked. It was working. But the old adage is if you got two quarterbacks, you got none. So if he ain't good enough to start and run the offense, then you really don't have anything. So you really just it's a dog and pony show at that point. So that's what I'm saying, and that's what the Titans have been reduced to. It's reduced to like I hate to say because I got a lot of respect for the Titans and their organization. I mean, it's close to home for me. It's right up the road. You run up the street, man, and go to the Titans game and whatnot. I've been to a preseason game or two or whatever since they've been in there. So I got a lot of respect for the organization and what they've done and what they've been in this community and whatnot, man. But it's almost like they've turned into a clown show, and that's upsetting to me. That's upsetting to me, and I know it's upsetting to you. That's your hometown team, so I know that's upsetting to you. So it's upsetting to me. I know it's 50 times worse to you. So I just hate to see them. And then you mentioned, maybe just tear this thing down to the studs. And I'm like, and it's sad for me to see you talk about Derrick Henry may play for them because he emphasizes what it means to be a Titan. When people be talking about tighten up, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about Derrick. That's what they talking about. He personifies that Titan whole thing. And if he don't play for them, they're still the Titans. So I'm sorry. I'm rambling now. I'm rambling. But yeah, we both got the Falcons, and we'll move on. But I had to get that off my chest there. Sorry, folks. Sorry. All right. So okay, next game we got the surprising Houston Texans at the disappointing Carolina Panthers, and I believe the Houston's favored by 3.5. D'Amico Ryans has got the Houston team playing at a high level. They came into the season with a very putrid offense, and I can't recall the gentleman's name, and I apologize. I try to be prepared when I come on these shows. But the gentleman that's the offensive coordinator for the Texans I want to say he was the quarterback coach or something for the 49ers. I cannot think of his name. But he has put together an offense for the Texans that is efficient. They don't, in the offensive line, which was going to be an issue. They don't get a lot of sacks. They get the ball out. They drafted well in the offseason. They drafted C.J. Stroud, who was having a great rookie season. They can only throw one pick in 6 games, 6 games. Tank Dell and Nico Collins have been, getting open. sprinkling in little Dalton Schultz, got a few touchdown passes, one of our old guys. Um, Pierce is running that thing, and they got a nice team, man. They're a nice young uh, team that's winning, actually like they don't know that they're supposed to not be good. And it's like, no, why can't we win 9, 10 games, 8, 9, 10 games? Why can't we? And I like that. It's like they don't know that they're not supposed to be good, and they're playing like they don't know they're not supposed to be good. And credit to D'Amico Ryans for putting um, that bringing that 49ers culture into the building. And that was an organization that really, I mean, if you start peeling back the layers, man, a lot of people didn't like that organization from the top down, from how it's run, and the McNair family and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people were sour on that team, and wanted them not to succeed because of, there's some things that was going on behind the scenes. But I did all that to say, they're playing the Carolina Panthers, which might be the only team that, that's the old saying, like, somebody might want to, send the Carolina Panthers a memo, let them know the season had started, because maybe they didn't know yet, and they slept through the alarm or something, and didn't wake up when the season started, because they're the only team left without a win. And that's the battle of the two number 1 and 2 pick quarterbacks. Bryce Young going number 1 and C.J. Stroud going number 2. And Bryce Young really not having a lot to play with. Very bad offensive line, no skill position players to speak of. Defense has sort of been okay. They got some good players on defense, Burns and Horn. I think Horn might be still hurt. I got the Houston Texans, man. Maybe you may think that the Panthers get their first win, because they're going to sneak up and luck up and get a win somewhere on the docket. They're not going to go 0-17. They're going to win somewhere. I just don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I got Houston.
Yeah, I got Houston all the way. Yeah, I mean, both teams are on the way up. However, Houston's far more advanced and along the path than Carolina is. Carolina got a lot of work to do, so yeah, it's unfortunate because it's for them it's either way their pick goes to Chicago, no matter how their season goes. So
ain't that a hoop, man? You daggum suck, and it don't even matter.
yeah, probably a little demoralizing in those buildings, but it's just a talent gap, man. So yeah, I can't pick the Panthers to win a game.
No.
We somehow slip up and get one, good for them. But
they're going to get one somewhere in here. I just don't see. The league doesn't want no team. I'm not going to play. Let's see what the Panthers got. Laviska Shenault's out. Taylor Morton. Okay, they don't really have no Xavier Woods. Oh, yeah, that's one of the ex-Cowboys. I didn't know he even played. I didn't know he was still in the freaking league. Safety plays for the Panthers. He's out. And Carolina's kind of in resale mode too. I heard they was open for business too. But the league does not want. I'm not going to pull out my tinfoil hat. I said before. I could do a channel on tinfoil hat and conspiracy theories. I could do all kind of stuff like that, because I got content for that kind of stuff, but it's not on for this channel. But the league does not want a team to go 0-17. Okay, it's just not. They want the majority of the teams to go 7-10 to 10-7, somewhere in that vernacular. They want that. They want parity. They want everybody to feel like they got a shot, right? So they don't want a team to go 0-17. So they're going to slip up and win a game here somewhere. It just won't be tomorrow. I just don't see it being tomorrow.
Well, and also the ownership, David Tepper, they want to win, which I mean is why they went all in on Bryce Young. Some may say probably went all in a year early, considering the next guy that's coming out. But
next few 2-3 dudes coming out.
Yeah.
Three dudes coming out. Michael Penix look nice. Drake May look nice. There's a couple other dudes, man. DJ Ugly. I can't pronounce his name. Resurrected himself kind of nice at Oregon State. So it's it's some quarterbacks to be had, man, if he comes out this year. But yeah. But I've always said that you can get you a quarterback, but this ain't basketball. You're not playing 5-on-5. It's a team game. If the quarterback don't have protection, he don't have skill position players. I don't care how good he is, how talented he is. It's going to be tough to win, man. It's just tough. And David Tepper got a lot of money. I think he's the richest owner in the NFL. I don't know how much patience he got. Frank Reich, you on the clock. I know you just got there. You're on the clock. So we're going to see. We both got Houston, so we move on. So we got the Minnesota Vikings at the Green Bay Packers. Vikings are favored by 1. Vikings coming off that surprising a win on Monday night against the 49ers. Where they played a complete game. Kirk Cousins probably played his best game of the season. And when I talk about, just like the segment we just came out of, we talk about quarterbacks and we talk about, the whole team playing. Kirk Cousins threw the ball 45 times in that game, which is not ideal, not against the 49ers. And was not sacked one time and was only pressured on 25% of his dropbacks. So we talking about 12, 13 of his dropbacks was he pressured on. So that means he had a clean pocket. That means he had time to sit back, read the defense, make his throws, step through, make his throws, which means his offensive line and his coaching staff put them in good positions. His offensive line made the blocks. And he was able to make, and then the defense held up because they held the 49ers to 18 points? Wasn't it 24-18? Wasn't it? Wasn't the score?
17.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a team win. The Vikings are a talented team. They just, it's just that they played so many games close to the vest. I think they had 11 or 12 games last year that they won by 1-score games. And if you play the thing that close that many times, at some point in time, the ball, like I was telling my coworker, that ball is made oblong for a reason. It don't bounce your way every time it falls out your hand. It don't bounce back to you. And I'm saying that metaphorically. It don't bounce your way every time. So you win a lot of 1-score games one year. The next year, you might not get them bounces. And that's kind of been their thing because all their losses have been 1-score games. They could have won every game. They could very easily be 6-0 right now. They've been in every game, but they've lost some of them games. They're playing a Packers team that, Jordan Love has made some throws. He's made some mistakes. He's missed some throws. He's made some throws. The wide receivers has made some plays, and they forgot where they're supposed to be on routes. So it's sort of like they're kind of trying to figure this thing out, right? I got the Vikings, man. They're playing real well right now. And it was some talk maybe if they lost 2 or 3 games, maybe Justin Jefferson will even come back. They win this game, they would be 4-5? Something like that?
4 and 5.
3 and 5? 3 and 4?
Played that many games.
3 and 4. Yeah, they'd be 4 and 4. 4 and 4, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I got it. I hit game. So I got the Vikings, man. I think, I was very impressed with Jordan Addison. I was very impressed with Jordan Addison. He had a monster game. Got big boyed early in the game by Tre'Davious Ward, and right before the halftime, he got him back, and he said, "No, I'm big boying you," and then took the ball from Ward and got a 60-yard touchdown before halftime. And I think that kind of set the stage for them winning that game. So I was really impressed with Jordan Addison in that game, and when Justin Jefferson come back, them two play together, that's a nice receiving tandem. But yeah, I got Minnesota, man.
Yeah, it's a classic throwback rivalry game. These teams know each other really well, of
Don't
course.
like each other either.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Um, I was. It's in Lambeau, so I was tempted to go Green Bay, but I'm gonna stick with Minnesota this week, and was really impressed with their performance Monday. So with that,
Yeah.
now withstanding, I'll get on the Vikings train for a week, see what they do, man.
See what they can do.
Yeah.
See if they can get one of these wild card spots because they're not getting the division. I mean, I don't think Detroit's gonna lose or gonna leak enough oil to let them get back in it because I know they are 5-2 now, I
Mm,
think,
yeah.
and they're 4-4. Or if they win, they'll be 4-4. So they'll only be a game and a half behind them because I think they may have not played the same amount of games, maybe. So we'll kind of see what happens there. What were they 3-4 and they're 5-2. They're 2 games behind. So yeah. Um, so yeah, but yeah, we both got Minnesota, and I'm just maybe if the Packers pick it up on the back end of the season, but it's just too much, too much youth, too much, not knowing what the heck's going on to me, from what I see,
Mm.
for me to be that happy, be that confident in them going forward until let me see them win a couple games like that. So we both got Minnesota. They played at Lambeau, so there's a mystique about Lambeau. So we'll see if that rears its head on Sunday. But we both got Minnesota. This is an interesting game. You got the New Orleans Saints at the Indianapolis Colts. The Interestingly enough, New Orleans is favored by 1.5. They took one on the chin last Thursday, I believe, when they played the um, who did they play? They lost by, and they had a chance, but they threw an interception. No, they lost it on downs last play of the game. Who were they playing? Was it the who were they playing?
It was the last Thursday game. The Raiders.
Raiders. That's right. That's right. Was it the Raiders?
Maybe not. We
No,
played.
I don't think it was the Raiders. Uh
I watched it. I just can't remember.
Yeah, I watched it too. Jacksonville, that's who it was. Jacksonville.
Yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
was Jacksonville. It was the Jacksonville Jaguars. Right. And they had a chance late, and they couldn't get it in the end zone, and they could have tied the game up, and they couldn't. So, but the Colts, Gardner Minshew, they do have Jonathan Taylor. Um, Defense is playing somewhat decent. Probably should have won that game last week against the Browns. I think that was a controversial call. I don't know if PJ Walker was in the end zone or not. They called it a touchdown. I don't know. I think they said somewhere that they may have missed that call or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they did admit they got
Yeah,
it wrong.
yeah. Um, I don't know, man. Colts are kind of an interesting team because they have played well enough to win some games that you thought they really should have lost. And they really played enough to win last week against the Browns, and nobody gave them a chance to win that one. New Orleans is really having some problems offensively. They can't seem to. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with them. I kind of like the coach to win this one. I don't. I'm really not understanding New Orleans right now. I just don't. I'm not. Don't know. I just don't know about them. Um, I mean, I'm not sold on the Colts either. I'm just saying, if you tell me you pick these two teams, which team win, I'm like, okay, I'll go with the Colts. But I'm not saying, oh, well, man, I would sell my house on that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just, if you ask me to pick between these two, I'm not, that high on either one of them. But I guess the Colts, they're playing at home. I give them a little bit of the nod here. I go with the Colts. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going the other way. Going New Orleans. Um, just think, I really like their defense,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be enough to keep it where they need it. And I mean, Derek Carr is up and down, man. It's just a Derek Carr experience. So
Yeah.
very
Roller coaster
easily,
ride, man. Roller coaster ride.
yeah. I could very easily see him coming in and off a stinker, or at least off some mishaps at the end of that last game. I could see
Yeah.
him coming out in this one,
Yeah.
coming off a couple extra days rest from playing in the Thursday game. I think they, yeah, I got them winning. I think they
Okay.
got a little bit. They got a lot of talent on offense. If they can
Yeah.
just figure out how to manage it with Derek Carr,
Put it together. Yeah.
yeah. So I'll say at least for a game, they find a way to put it together here and get a win.
Okay. Yeah, they do have talent, man.
Yeah.
Olave, Michael Thomas, you know, uh, I always never can get my man's name. The running back, the versatile running back,
Or Alvin Kamara,
Alvin Kamara. Yeah, he had Alvin Kamara.
Shaheed out wide.
Shaheed, yeah, I like Shaheed too. I like him too. So I mean, they got talent. I mean, it's just a matter of putting it together. You got that wild card other quarterback that plays that you put him in there. He plays tight end. He plays running back. He plays all kind of stuff. Tyson Hill, so you got they got on paper they got the better team. That's what I'm saying. They just have not played that well.
They got Jamal Williams. No, I'm a Jamal Williams type
Yeah,
of fan.
yeah. I just don't know why Detroit let him go. That dude could ball, man. I like Jamal Williams. I do too. I like him too. You're almost gonna make me change my pick. I'm not doing it. I picked the Colts. I'm stick with it. Sticking with it, man. Sticking with it. All right. Next game, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Commanders. Not really a whole lot to say here. Commanders almost pulled an upset 2 weeks ago at Philly. They had to win in overtime by a field goal, like a 50-some yard field goal. And the Commanders, they lost a horrible game last week, man, to the Giants. I just don't know, man. There's some talk that the Commanders in fire sale mode too. They, Chase might be available. Some of these other guys might be available if you want them. I've heard some stuff about them too. I don't know how much of that's just conjecture or rumor mill or whatever. It just been up and down, man. I just don't, just when you think that they can put some stuff together and they lay an egg and a stinker against the Giants, man, when, they just beat the Falcons. And I didn't have them beating the Falcons, right? And they beat the Falcons, right? And then they come back the next week and the Giants. Giants may be one of the worst teams in the NFL due to how they played and the injury bug. The offensive line, half the offensive line is out, and Evan Neal is out, and Andrew Thomas is out. Daniel Jones is out. I mean, they basically you don't have nobody, right? And then you go down there and you can't score but 7 points. So yeah, Eagles all day. I'm not saying all day, every day, like I'm pom-pomming for the Eagles on any stretch. But the football acumen said the Eagles have the far superior team, and they get the win. I got the Eagles.
Yeah, it's Eagles all day. That's it.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to say on that one, man. Philly's favored by 7. I think it'll be a little considerably more than that. Okay. All right, the last 12 o'clock game we got, and it's always last for a reason because I'm going to spend a little time on it. But you got the Los Angeles Rams at the Dallas Cowboys, and the Rams coming off of a disappointing a loss to the Steelers. I had them winning that game. I thought that Matthew Stafford would, if he had time, it's always about him because he's the 33rd ranked quarterback. Like I said, I'm do a lot of PFF stats now. Some of that stuff I can spit it out of my head now because I've heard it so many times when I, watch their podcasts and stuff. But he's like the 33rd or 34th ranked quarterback when he's pressured. Well, Uncle Fred, there ain't but 32 teams in the NFL. I know that. That means there are some backup quarterbacks that handle pressure better than Matthew Stafford, right? So if you can get pressure on him, if he has time to throw, he may have the finest pair of wide receivers in the NFL if he has time to throw. And he had some time to throw last week, and then he didn't have some time on other throws, and that's why he threw a pick to T.J. Watt, and then he was pressured on a couple other ones, and Steelers got the win. So this week, I think he's facing an even stronger pass rush. It's just a matter of they implement it properly. If they, if Dan Quinn lines up Micah over maybe not the best offensive lineman on their team like they did against the 49ers, lined him up every down against Trent Williams. What are you doing? Put him against McClintock on the other side where he can make them make an adjustment. Sometimes, the devil is in the details. Because if you don't get pressure on him, Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua is going to eat, because truth be known, this is a secret. Maybe nobody knows, and maybe because I do cowboy stuff. Stephon Gilmore has not been as good as he's been. Deep overs and crossing routes, you can have him. Now, if he gets pressed man on you, yeah, he can get his hands on you. He can disrupt your routes. But if you get time to get some of them deep, long developing like crossing routes and deep over routes, he can be had. And that requires time in the pocket. So I'll look for Dan Quinn to come up with some exotic things to get pressure. I look for Micah to be moved around. Hopefully, they can unleash Rashad Evans as a linebacker if they try to run it. Now, one thing I do like about the Rams because they even though the running back can't think of his name, he's out, but they got Henderson who used to be their guy. They do commit to the running game because I noticed they would just say, hey, we'll just take our 3 yards, our 2 yards, our 4 yards, our 3 yards, and they won't let Matthew Stafford throw it like 45 times, right? And that keeps the defense honest. So I look for Rashad Evans if he is the guy he used to be when he played for the Falcons and the Titans. Come in, shoot them gaps, stop them runs in the backfield, make Matthew Stafford go to 2nd and 12, 3rd and 13, and we can have him. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's going to happen. I'm concerned about our offense, though. That's where my concerns lie because we tend to not be using the resources that we have. You got Brandon Cooks for a reason. The dude still runs a 4-3-4-4. Let that dude run some 9 routes. Then open up some stuff in the middle. Quit running him on them 4 and 5 yard crossing routes where he's getting nailed as soon as he catches it. The dude is 5'8" and 185. Why are you running him on them kind of routes? So I'm not understanding the whole offensive concepts here, what we're doing here. So hopefully with a week off, they've come up with something that can work. When they played the Chargers, they let Dak kind of play a little ad-lib a little bit, let him run a little bit, let him run a little zone read and stuff ain't there. Let him run, let him buy some time, which I think that's in Dak's wheelhouse to do. If you make him a drop back, step back, form-fitting pocket passer, I think that kind of works against his skill set. Having him run and move around a little bit, buy time, kind of works within what he likes to do. Hopefully they've come up with that. I look for CeeDee Lamb and Cooks to have a good game. And if they can get Tony Pollard not running up the middle, run him on some outside zone runs, I think when I got the Cowboys, they're favored by 6.5. I think I got them winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a fun game. It's one of them games, man. I think we really just not just Cowboy fans, just NFL fans. We really gonna miss Trayvon Diggs because I just feel like Matt, the gunslinger, and Matt will put a couple up for grabs. I would have really liked to see Trayvon in this game, but Deron Bland's a ball hawk in his own right, so we'll see. But as far as the Stephon Gilmore chatter, I just think Gil needed Diggs as much as Diggs needed Gil. So it just sucks that they're not able to play together because I really think,
Got 2 games out of it, man.
yeah,
Got two.
it looked real good when they were out there together. So
Got 2 games out of it,
yeah,
man. So
it's unfortunate. But as far as tomorrow, I think the Rams are gonna load it up, man. They got 2 guys that they know how to scheme open,
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and they're gonna do that. So the pressure is on. It's like you said, to get pressure up front with Micah and D. Lawrence. I think they'll have success at it.
Yeah.
So the key will be, stuffing the run. Like you said, the Rams like to commit to it to open up the stuff they like to do in the past
Right.
game. So
Right.
you can shut it down. You can kind of get Matt scrambling and forcing and taking gambles, and that's when that Cowboys secondary can unleash and start taking advantage. So I was picking the Cowboys anyway, but outside of picking the Cowboys, man, I think it's going to be a fun game. So
I think so too. I think it's gonna be a name I want people to. I think he may play a good game, an important game that nobody knows about, but he's having a quiet season and nobody knows about.
mhm.
It's a D tackle that we've got named Osa Odigizua. Nobody knows about that dude. Dude's having a quiet season. He's like, he just does a lot of the dirty work. He does a lot of he does some slight 1 tech, 3 tech stuff, plays next to Hankins. And he does a lot of stuff, man. And because Micah gets all it, D-Law gets all of the stuff and whatever. Don't be surprised if you see a couple of big plays by my man Big Osa tomorrow.
Okay.
Osa Odigizua, number 97. Look for that dude.
I'll be
He's going to
looking.
make a play tomorrow. He's like like one of the NFL's best kept secrets and nobody knows about. He's like just kind of flies under the radar.
Okay.
Look for Odigizua tomorrow. Osa, Big
Look.
Osa. That's my guy right there, number 97. Look for him to do some damage tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
That wraps up the 12 o'clock games. Let's go. We got about 4 3 o'clock games. Let's get at them. First game we got. I mean, none of these games are like great games. First game we got the Browns at the Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 1. You got the Browns with that phenomenal. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, man. The Browns offense and of course, they tried to play Deshaun Watson in the game. Was it last week? And he got hurt again. He got hit a couple times.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have been playing.
Mm.
And he got hurt. And so it's like, okay, now we're going back to PJ Walker. Look, the Browns defense is legit. Okay. Myles Garrett is having a defensive player of the year type season. He's almost unblockable. All right. And there's some other dudes on that defensive line. Zadarius Smith, I think Dalvin Tomlinson on that defense too. I think they picked him up from the Vikings, and so that defensive line is pretty intact. And I don't know if I mentioned Zadarius Smith. If I already have, then I forget what I say sometimes. Ward and Newsome in the backfield. That is a good, fundamentally sound, nasty defense. A defense you really don't want to be playing. I mean, they get after you. But they're playing in Seattle, and that's a tough place to play. 1-point game. What they got it. I just think that I like Geno Smith a little bit better than I like PJ Walker. Man, significantly. And then I like the skill position players of Seattle. I'm talking about Metcalf. I'm talking about Lockett. I'm talking about Smith and Jigba. I'm talking about Kenneth Walker. Talking about Charbonnet. I got Seattle.
Yeah, that Cleveland defense is swarming.
Yeah.
I got a tremendous amount of respect for them. But this is in Seattle, and Cleveland does have a backup in at quarterback. So hopefully the defense can keep it close, which I think they can, because just top to bottom, man, they're pretty stout and solid. Uh, Probably a top 3 defense in the league.
Oh yeah.
Opinion.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Ask Brock Purdy what that
yeah.
defense look like. He would tell you.
So I think there's a chance they may make a couple plays on that side that gives them a chance, but I'm definitely gonna have to go with the home team.
Okay.
I don't know if DK's in this week. I know he was out last week. I don't know if he's in this week, but regardless, I'm gonna go with Seattle.
For Seattle, 12th man, playing at home. Like I said, I like Geno Smith. He's starting to play pretty decent. He was a little shaky early. He's starting to play a little bit better. Like I said, they've got some tremendous weapons, man. I'm jealous of their weaponry, man. No, but Tyler Lockett is questionable. Jamal Adams is questionable. No, that's pretty much Brown out. Deshaun Watson, that's obvious. Jerome Ford is questionable. That's pretty big because he's their running back, right? Um, but yeah, we both got Seattle. All right, so we're gonna see what that might be an interesting game. Might be an interesting game. Both kind of contenders in their divisions, and hey, that's not a bad game. That's not a bad game actually. Stylistically, it might not be a good game, but from terms of like playoff level teams playing each other from opposite conferences, it should be interesting to see. So, okay, now we got the Ravens at the Cardinals. Look, man, I know. Look, Lamar talking. He said, "Man, trap games. No, we don't look at trap games. It's NFL. Any given Sunday, anybody can beat you. You can ask the 49ers that they got beaten. They were favored by like 8, I think, on the road. That's. So anybody can be beaten. I think the Cowboys lost to this Cardinals team favored by like 12. I think that was the biggest upset of the season so far. So anybody can beat you. So I'm thinking the Ravens are not going to come into Arizona thinking like, oh yeah, we're just going to come in and put down our purple and black, and they're just going to bow down. Even though I think the Cardinals in sale mode, I think Zach Ertz could be had. I think James Conner could be had, and some other guys could be had if you wanted them. Kyler Murray, incidentally, has been cleared to play for whatever that's worth.
Is he playing tomorrow?
I don't think so, man.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's just cleared to play. I don't think they're playing him. Why? Why would you do that? No, I don't know. And who knows? Maybe they may trot him out there. I don't know what you gain by doing that, but
yeah, I'd be interested to see if he's actually playing.
Yeah. But yeah, man. But yeah, I got the Ravens, man. Ravens made believers out of me last Sunday. Look, man, it's a good football team, man. That's a damn good football team, man. That's a good football team. And the Cardinals, they play hard, but they lose. So I got the Ravens.
You know where I'm going? It's Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
All day.
Ravens are favored by 10 points. So
I think they're
like
gonna cover it.
It has to make it to be a trap game now because
I think they're gonna cover that. That's a little steep. They're gonna cover that, but Arizona will cover. But it's Baltimore, man. They're gonna win that game.
So you say Arizona? You say the Cardinals keep it closer than 10, but they still lose.
Yeah, for sure.
I got you. So we both got the Ravens. Next, we got the Chiefs at the Broncos.
Yeah.
Look, man, learned my lesson. Got my hand smacked last week. Don't pick against Patty. Okay, I did. I was like, oh man, they right to be plucked, man. They right. Dude threw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. What the heck was I thinking? What was I thinking, TK? What was I thinking?
I don't know. I asked you last week.
you know. So no, I'm not Pat. I'm not picking against Pat ever again, unless he's playing Dallas. That'd just be a heart pick. Um, yeah, Broncos. They won last week now, and sneakily, Russ is playing a pretty decent season. I think he got like 14 touchdown passes. I think that's second in the league to like Josh Allen. If I'm not mistaken. They got like 14 touchdown passes, right?
Okay.
Uh, but like the rumors have been about other teams, the Broncos are in sale mode too. So all that stuff kind of hangs over the team. When you talking about whether a guy feels like 13 touchdowns, he's got 13 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Not bad, man. That's not bad. Patrick has got 15 and like 6. So statistically, from that perspective, he's got a better season. Like Patrick's got over 2,000 yards, obviously already, and 15 touchdowns. But no, Russ is having a decent season. Having a decent season. I just can't see them winning though. I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. It just gotta quit showing the dadgum press box every time Travis Kelce scores a touchdown. I'm done with that. I'm done with that whole thing. I'm done with that. All right, totally done.
Hopefully everybody else is off that by now.
Yeah, done with that.
Yeah,
Done with that.
the Mike Jordan of the pigskin. There's no way he's losing to these Broncos, considering the fact he's never lost to these Broncos.
Never lost to him. Never lost to them.
That ain't changing tomorrow.
Nope. We both got Kansas City. Kansas City is favored by a touchdown. Kansas City by 7 on the road. That's pretty big on the road. Favored by a touchdown. That's pretty big. Pretty big. All right, and then this probably the biggest game of the week. At the 3:00 hour, you got the Cincinnati Bengals, which I thought they should have flexed this game to the Sunday night game, but whatever, man. I guess whatever. You got the Cincinnati Bengals at the San Francisco 49ers, almost like to have been a Super Bowl for the last 2 years, actually. Could have been a Super Bowl last couple of years because the 49ers, the NFC Championship game last 2 years, lost them both. Lost to the Rams 2 years ago, lost to the Eagles last year. Bengals were AFC Championship game the year before, went to the Super Bowl, and then lost to the Chiefs last year. So this is like a Final Four game here. Bengals kind of, sort of, kind of finding their stride. We're 0-3.
Hey, they were 0-3.
Yeah, they were 0-3, man. They're 3-3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 3-3, and the 49ers are 5-2, coming off of back-to-back losses. Brock Purdy probably won't be playing, might not be playing. You might end up with yeah. You might end up what's the dude's name? You might end up with
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold. Because Brock Purdy is in the concussion protocol and might not play. And there were some other injuries on that team. I don't know. I think Deebo Samuels is still out.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. They're not the same team without Deebo. And I know Christian McCaffrey is questionable. He played last week. He still got the obliques. Trent Williams is questionable. So I mean, they're kind of a wounded team right now, man. And the Bengals are they're kind of trending right now. They're kind of sort of getting their mojo back. They're getting their swag back a little bit, man. Joe is playing like Joe, and Jamar Chase is playing like Jamar Chase. One or two best wide receivers in the league. He's starting to play like that, This is going to be interesting, man. I not quite sure on this one, man, because I know the 49ers, if they play how they're supposed to play, they should win this game, right? They're playing it, but I gotta go with the 49ers, man. They're playing at home. I just can't see them losing 3 in a row. I got the 49ers, man.
Going the other way. Got the Bengals upset.
You got it upset.
Yeah. I mean, it took the performances of the 49ers the past 2 weeks to get me here, but now that we're here, those flaws that we all kind of figured they could have, but they always find ways to scheme themselves out of those flaws mattering. Well, they've mattered the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Getting Brock Purdy off script did wonders for both Cleveland and Minnesota. So if he's a no go and Sam Darnold's in and there's no Debo and possibly no Trent Williams, um,
Yeah.
I
They're not the same team without them three players. Well,
nah,
if they're compromised, they're not the same team.
yeah, they're not, and I respect.
You still need talent to win, man. Coaching is good. Is good. And I love coaching. You know, I'm a coach 'em up guy. You still gotta have talent to win, man.
I respect the Niners tremendously, man. I love their head coach, one of the best,
Yeah.
Shanahan. But the firepower of that Bengals offense coming off a bye, they'll be prepared.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Coming off a bye. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be prepared, man. I think they're gonna get that win. So
Yeah.
I got them going in there and getting that win, which will put the Niners on a 3-game losing streak.
Yeah.
But then they'll
Yeah.
head into their bye for the next week. So I think, you know,
Maybe they get some guys healthy.
yeah, get healthy, get centered again, and they'll come out of that bye and, they'll get back to their 49ers ways. I'm definitely not counting them out. But as far as tomorrow, I think since he's going to get that win. So
Okay. I was wanting to lean Cincinnati's way, and if they weren't playing in Santa Clara, I might would go with the Bengals. I don't know. I just think they're hard to beat there. I just think they're hard to beat over there, man. They just are. Both of those losses they had were on the road. They were at Cleveland. They were at Minnesota. You know, but I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We're definitely gonna see. We're gonna see.
somebody gonna have their hands full with number one. No matter who it is,
Oh yeah.
Trubisky,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Lenore, y'all gonna have your hands full with that dude, man. So
He's resurging himself. That's for sure.
yeah,
Resurging himself. Okay, got a couple of games left. Sunday night game, like it should have been flexed. You got the Chargers at no, excuse me. Yeah. No, I think I got it wrong.
No, it's the Chargers and Bears.
Yeah, but I think I got it wrong in terms of who is at who.
Oh, okay.
I think I got that wrong. I really think it's the
At LA so far.
I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm trying to go through right here. It is Bear. I was right. Bears at Chargers. Okay. I don't know why I thought they were playing at Chicago. Uh and I gotta pull one of the things. You know, last year I had me a guy that I was like who was a fun guy for me to pump up, and even though I know he wasn't a great guy because he had a name, I was like, man, it was Bailey Zappi. It was Bailey Zappi. This year is Tyson Bagan.
So is Justin Fields out? He's out for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's got a thing on his hand,
Okay.
and I think it's his throwing hand. So I think they're gonna try to be, real cautious, and I would be too with him, with in that regard.
Mhm.
But I know the the PFF guys were having a field day on that one, man. Last week and this week with that guy, man. They had me crying, man. It's like, Tyson Pagan, let's go, man. Division 2, man. Division 2, let's go. I was loving that, man. And it's like this week we got prime time Tyson Pagan. Let's get it. I'm like, yeah, okay. Cut it out, guys. Cut it out, man. Prime time Tyson, but yeah, I got the Chargers, man. Oh man, Tyson Bagan, man, making his second NFL start, man. coming in relief a couple of weeks ago and beat somebody. Was it Bronx? Was it the Bronx? No, who did they beat? They beat somebody. He came off the bench. Was it the Raiders? They beat the Raiders last week. It was somebody who came off the bench and they lost. No, it was they. He came off the bench and they lost to the Broncos.
Yeah,
and then he started last week and they beat the Raiders. I think it had more to do with the Raiders than him. But you know, what's the running back? Now he had a great game. I can't think of his name. He had a nice game. He had a couple of touchdowns. I think that's what that won the game for him, whatever. But yeah, you got primetime Tyson Bagent against Justin Herbert and the Chargers coming off coming off 2 straight losses. And I just think that team just too good to lose 3 games in a row, man. They're just too good. They got talent, man. They're not losing to the Bears, okay? And it's the Khalil Mack game. It's the Khalil Mack Bowl, right? Playing against his former team, right? So I got the Chargers, man.
Expect 6 sacks. Yeah, man. It's Chargers all day. Granted, I probably shouldn't say it like that because if there's any team that know how to piss away a game, it's the Chargers. Mm-hmm. So probably shouldn't poke my chest out about the pick, but I think they're gonna win. Yeah, you never know with them.
Hey man, who knows? Primetime Bagent might be the man. He might be the thing.
I want to watch this dude play. I see you. I'm not in on the joke, so I don't really know. So I can't engage. I'm gonna see him play tomorrow night. See what's up.
It's just like he's like an insignificant quarterback, and they were just being funny, like pumping him up. It was just funny to me, man. It was just funny to me, man. It's like me pumping up Bailey Zappi last year because I think his name was just cool. And this dude, apparently, man, his dad is like an arm wrestling like champion or something. It's like a side story with it.
I'm sure you know how they do on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, they're gonna explore all of that in the downtime, between commercials and stuff like that, and his dad's an arm wrestling champion, and there he is in the stadium right now. He beat such and such. They'll do that. That's part of the shtick.
Yeah.
But we both got the Chargers. But it might be an interesting game though, so we'll see what happens.
See.
All right, Monday night. Now it's gonna be an interesting game because both teams coming off of losses. I had both of them winning last week. You got the Las Vegas Raiders at the Detroit Lions. I don't know how the Raiders lost to the Bears. I have no idea what's going on. I think Jimmy Garoppolo might be back at quarterback this coming Sunday. It's Monday. They're playing Detroit. I'm sure Ben Johnson going to have them guys ready to play. They took it on the chin on scoring 6 points. With all that offensive arsenal that they got, I just don't know. Good matchup in this game, though, going to be Max Crosby against Penei Sewell. That's worth the price of admission right there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's worth the price of admission right there. So we'll see how that goes with that. I do like the skill position players of the Detroit Lions and running backs, tight ends, wide outs. I just can't see how that team with all that firepower gets held to 6 points. I just don't get it. But I got the Lions, man. They're playing at home. Raiders. I mean, there's some talk about of some guys on their team being had if you wanted them. Devontae Adams. I think it might just all be rumors and conjecture. Hunter Renfrow, because he's not really been playing. They haven't been using him. Who knows, man? Who knows? But I got the Lions, man.
Oh yeah, I got the Lions.
I know you love the Raiders, though. You a Raiders dude, man.
Yeah, they always my. Yeah, it's just I don't know what it is. It's just the Raiders, but definitely not.
Of the Raiders, man.
Definitely not on Monday though. With the Lions coming off that loss that they took, that beat down, they're gonna be turned up. It's prime time.
Oh yeah, prime time at home. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be ready.
So. Raiders ain't gonna know what hit them, man. They ain't gonna know what hit them. So we both got the Lions, all right. And so, like we always do, because we're not gonna be back on until next Saturday, we're gonna go ahead and get the The Thursday night game from the following week, we ain't gonna spend a lot of time on that. It's gonna be the Tennessee Titans on prime time Titans with or without Derrick Henry. We all don't know what's gonna happen against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the Steelers all day, every day, playing at Pittsburgh, and no.
Yep, Pittsburgh at home. Chalk it.
Yeah. I think that's a win. That's in the books right there. So I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning on that game. So TK, I think that wraps us up, man.
That's it, man.
Full slate of games this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I don't know how but them people that put them schedules together they're smarter than us, I guess. They figured out all the thousands of permutations of scheduling games and stuff like that. I think it's 256 different ways you can do that thing. 16 by 16 weeks, 17 weeks really, and 18 really if you got to take the bye week into consideration. So it's all kind of different combinations you put in there. So they got to factor in them bye weeks, and you got to factor them in, making sure the team that's on a bye, or if a team got a Thursday night game, don't play, gets a 10 extra days off. You got to factor all that. It's a lot to it. So how they figured out when the buys start that you got a week in there where all the teams play, because I figured that once the buys started, you're going to have buys every week until, like towards the end of the season. But all 16 teams are playing this week. So we got 16 games. So, I'm looking for at least 11-5 week this week. Very least, I'm looking to be 10-6. Definitely not trying to be 3-9. We're not doing that no more, man.
I doubt it, though.
No,
Picks look pretty solid this week.
Yeah, that last week is how all them casinos get built, man. That's how they get built.
Yeah.
That's how they get built, man. So there's a different one built every week, man. Scaffolds going up, a new skyscraper with with all the glitz and glamour and lights being built, and it's built off the backs of what happened last week. So a lot of people lost their shirt last week. So I'm glad I wasn't one of them. So, but anyway, that's all we got, man. Any parting words, my man TK, before we close this thing out?
Man, every week, enjoy the show, people. Enjoy the show here. Enjoy the show tomorrow. Football Sunday.
Right. Enjoy your football watching. And like I said, all the other shows that do preview shows, they say the same thing. Happy football watching. Happy, enjoy these days, man. Enjoy them Sundays, them lazy Sunday afternoons. You can watch good football, man. Enjoy that stuff, man. Like I said, in a puff, it's going to be all gone. You're going to be jonesing for it, right? Enjoy it, man. Enjoy that, man. Get you a nice beverage. Get you a protein of your choice, wings, pizza, whatever. And sit back, kick your legs up, watch you some good football, and then come back next Saturday and talk about it with TK and your boy Uncle Fred, right? We'd be glad to have you. But anyway, that's all we got this week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Become a part of the Uncle Fred sports experience. Guarantee you will not be experienced. That's all we got this week. God bless. We catch you guys on the next week.